Welcome, Bible scholars. Today, we're diving into the epic life of Moses, from the baby hidden in the Nile to the leader who brought down the 10 Commandments. Are you ready to test your knowledge? We've prepared 50 thought-provoking questions that will challenge your memory and inspire your faith. Let's see how much you know about one of God's most faithful servants. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for more quizzes, and don't forget to share to help spread the gospel. Your thoughts are important to us, so drop a comment below with your score, or let us know what you've learned about Moses that inspires you most. Ready? Let's begin the quiz and embark on this journey together. Question 1. Where did Moses first encounter God? Was it A. Mount Zion, B. Mount Ararat, C. Mount Sinai, or D. Mount Horeb? You have 10 seconds. The answer is D. Mount Horeb, from Exodus 3:1. And he came to the mountain of God, even to Horeb. Moses encountered God at Mount Horeb through the burning bush. This marked the beginning of his mission to deliver Israel from Egypt, teaching us to always be open to hearing God's call, even in the ordinary moments. Question 2. What did God ask Moses to remove when approaching the burning bush? Was it A. his sandals, B. his robe, C. his staff, or D. his head covering? You've got 10 seconds, go. The answer is A. his sandals, from Exodus 3 verse 5. Put off thy shoes from off thy feet, for the place whereon thou standest is holy ground. This was a sign of reverence. We learn that approaching God requires humility and respect, laying aside our pride or distractions to honor his presence. Question 3. Who was Moses' father-in-law? Was it A. Aaron, B. Jethro, C. or D. Laban? You've got 10 seconds, make your choice. The answer is B. Jethro, from Exodus 3:1. Now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian. Jethro advised Moses on delegation, showing the value of mentorship and wisdom. God often places wise people in our lives to guide us. Question 4. What did God tell Moses his name was? Was it A. I am, B. Jehovah, C. the Almighty, or D. Elohim? You've got 10 seconds. The answer is A. I am, from Exodus 3:14. And God said unto Moses, I am that I am. This name reveals God's eternal, self-sufficient nature. It reminds us that God is always present and unchanging, a source of strength and reliability in all circumstances. Question 5. What was Moses' reaction when God called him to deliver the Israelites? Was it A. excited, B. reluctant, C. angry, or D. confident? You've got 10 seconds, think carefully. The answer is B. reluctant, from Exodus 3:11. Who am I that I should go unto Pharaoh? Moses doubted himself, but God reassured him of his presence. This teaches that even when we feel unworthy, God empowers those he calls. Our success comes from relying on his strength, not our own. Question 6. What was Moses' brother's name who helped him speak to Pharaoh? Was it A. Joshua, B. Caleb, C. Aaron, or D. Eleazar? You've got 10 seconds, give it a shot. The answer is C. Aaron, from Exodus 4:14. Is not Aaron the Levite thy brother? I know that he can speak well. Aaron served as Moses' spokesperson, showing the importance of teamwork in God's work. We're reminded that God often sends others to support us when we feel inadequate. Question 7. What did Moses' rod turn into when thrown on the ground before Pharaoh? Was it A, a lion, B, a staff of fire, C, a serpent, or D, a stone? You've got 10 seconds. The answer is C, a serpent, from Exodus 4:3. And he cast it on the ground and it became a serpent. This was one of the miracles God gave Moses to prove his power. It teaches that God often confirms his presence with signs and wonders to strengthen our faith. Question 8. How old was Moses when he and Aaron spoke to Pharaoh? Was it A, 50, B, 60, C, 80, or D, 90? You've got 10 seconds to decide. The answer is C, 80, from Exodus 7:7. And Moses was 80 old, and Aaron 83 old, when they spake unto Pharaoh. Moses was 80, proving that age is no barrier to fulfilling God's calling. God can use us at any stage of life to accomplish great things. Question 9. What did Moses strike to get water for the Israelites in the wilderness? Was it A, a tree, B, a rock, C, the ground, or D, a well? You've got 10 seconds. The answer is B, a rock, from Exodus 17 verse 6. And thou shalt smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it. God provided water through Moses' obedience, demonstrating his miraculous provision. We learn that in times of need, God is faithful to provide, even in unexpected ways. Question 10. Who fought against the Amalekites while Moses held up his hands? Was it A, Aaron, B, Hur, C, Joshua, or D, Caleb? You've got 10 seconds, think carefully. The answer is C, Joshua, from Exodus 17 verse 9. And Moses said unto Joshua, Choose us out men, and go out, fight with Amalek. Joshua led the battle, while Moses interceded. This shows that victory comes through dependence on God, not just our own strength. Prayer and intercession are powerful tools for overcoming challenges. Question 11. What did Moses receive from God on Mount Sinai? Was it A, the Ark of the Covenant, B, the 10 Commandments, C, the tabernacle plans, or D, the priestly garments? You've got 10 seconds. The answer is B, the 10 Commandments, from Exodus 24 verse 12. And the Lord said unto Moses, Come up to me into the mount, and I will give thee tables of stone, and a law, and commandments. These commandments form the foundation for the moral life of the Israelites, teaching that God's laws guide us in living lives that are pleasing to Him and respectful to others. Question 12. What was the name of Moses' wife? Was it A, Miriam, B, Deborah, C, Zipporah, or D, Ruth? You've got 10 seconds. The answer is C, Zipporah, from Exodus 2:21. And Moses was content to dwell with the man, and he gave Moses Zipporah his daughter. Zipporah supported Moses during key moments of his life. This reminds us of the importance of family support and the often subtle but significant roles family members play in leadership. Question 13. What was Moses' profession while in Midian before God called him? Was it A, tent maker, B, shepherd, C, fisherman, or D, potter? You've got 10 seconds. The answer is B, shepherd, from Exodus 3 verse 1. Now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian. Moses spent 40 years as a shepherd, learning humility and leadership, which prepared him for leading the Israelites. God uses our everyday roles to prepare us for greater tasks. Question 14. What was the first miracle Moses performed in front of Pharaoh? Was it A, turning water into blood, B, turning his rod into a serpent, C, bringing frogs upon Egypt, or D, bringing darkness upon Egypt? You've got 10 seconds. The answer is B, turning his rod into a serpent, from Exodus 7:10. And he cast down his rod before Pharaoh, and it became a serpent. This miracle demonstrated God's power. Although Pharaoh's magicians imitated it, God's serpent devoured theirs, showing his supreme authority. Question 15. Who helped hold up Moses' hands during the battle with the Amalekites? Was it A, Joshua and Caleb, B, Aaron and Hur, C, Miriam and Zipporah, or Jethro and Reuel? You've got 10 seconds. The answer is B, Aaron and Hur, from Exodus 17:12. But Moses' hands were heavy, and Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands. This act of support showed that victory in the battle depended on God's strength. It teaches us the importance of intercession and teamwork in overcoming challenges. Question 16. Who rebelled against Moses' leadership, leading to the ground swallowing them? Was it A, Korah, Dathan and Abiram, B, Aaron and Miriam, C, Joshua and Caleb, or D, Pharaoh and his army? You've got 10 seconds. The answer is A, Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, from Numbers 16:32. And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up. Their rebellion against Moses was met with divine judgment, showing that challenging God's appointed leadership brings serious consequences. Question 17. Why was Moses not allowed to enter the Promised Land? Was it A, he killed an Egyptian, B, he struck the rock instead of speaking to it, C, he doubted God, or D, he broke the 10 Commandments? You've got 10 seconds. The answer is B. He struck the rock instead of speaking to it, from Numbers 20:12. Because ye believed me not to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel. Moses' disobedience prevented him from entering the Promised Land, showing that even great leaders are accountable to God. Question 18. What mountain did Moses view the Promised Land from before he died? Was it A, Mount Sinai, B, Mount Carmel, C, Mount Nebo, or D, Mount Zion? You've got 10 seconds. The answer is C, Mount Nebo, from Deuteronomy 34:1. And Moses went up from the plains of Moab unto the mountain of Nebo, to the top of Pisgah. Though Moses could not enter the Promised Land, God allowed him to see it, teaching that our obedience to God is part of a larger plan. Question 19. How old was Moses when he died? Was it A, 100, B, 110, C, 120, or D, 130? You've got 10 seconds, choose wisely. The answer is C, 120, from Deuteronomy 34:7. And Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eye was not dim, nor his natural force abated. Moses' strength at his age shows God's sustaining power. This reminds us that God equips us with strength as long as we are fulfilling His purpose. Question 20. Who buried Moses after his death? Was it A. Joshua, B. Aaron, C. the Lord, or D. the Israelites? You've got 10 seconds. The answer is C. the Lord, from Deuteronomy 34:6. And he buried him in a valley in the land of Moab. God himself buried Moses in a secret location, underscoring the special relationship Moses had with God. This teaches that our life. Question 21. Who succeeded Moses as the leader of the Israelites? Was it A. Aaron, B. Caleb, C. Joshua, or D. Eliezer? You've got 10 seconds. Think carefully. The answer is C. Joshua, from Deuteronomy 34 verse 9. And Joshua the son of Nun was full of the spirit of wisdom, for Moses had laid his hands upon him. Joshua was chosen by God to lead the Israelites after Moses. He had been mentored and prepared for this role, leading the people into the promised land. Joshua's succession reminds us that God provides new leaders when the time is right, and no mission depends on one person forever. Question 22. What river was Moses placed in as a baby to escape Pharaoh's decree? Was it A. the Jordan River, B. the Euphrates River, C. the Nile River, or D. the Tigris River? 10 seconds on the clock. The answer is C. the Nile River, from Exodus 2:3. And when she could not longer hide him, she took for him an ark of bulrushes and laid it in the flags by the river's brink. Moses' mother, in an act of faith, placed him in the Nile to save him from Pharaoh's decree. This story shows God's protective hand, even in desperate times, teaching us to trust in his plans. Question 23. Who found baby Moses in the river? Was it A. Pharaoh's wife, B. Pharaoh's daughter, C. a Hebrew slave, or D. Moses' sister? You have 10 seconds to decide. The answer is B. Pharaoh's daughter, from Exodus 2:5. And the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river, and she saw the ark among the flags. Pharaoh's daughter rescued Moses, raising him in the palace. This highlights God's sovereignty, as he used even an Egyptian princess to preserve Moses' life, showing us that his plans can unfold through unexpected people. Question 24. Who watched over Moses while he was in the basket? Was it A. his father, B. his mother, C. his sister Miriam, or D. his brother Aaron? You've got 10 seconds. The answer is C. his sister Miriam, from Exodus 2 verse 4. And his sister stood afar off, to wit what would be done to him. Miriam's watchfulness ensured Moses' safety, allowing her to arrange for their mother to nurse him. This teaches the importance of family support and care in God's plans. Question 25. Why did Moses flee from Egypt to Midian? Was it A. he stole from Pharaoh, B. killed an Egyptian, C. he defied Pharaoh publicly, or D. he refused to marry an Egyptian woman? 10 seconds to think. The answer is B. He killed an Egyptian, from Exodus 2:11-12. And he spied an Egyptian smiting a Hebrew, one of his brethren. He slew the Egyptian. Moses fled after killing an Egyptian in defense of a Hebrew slave. His exile in Midian was a period of preparation for the great mission ahead. This teaches us that even in our mistakes, God can use them to shape our future purpose. Question 26. What was the name of Moses' first son? Was it A. Eliezer, B. Gershom, C. Joshua, or D. Caleb? You've got 10 seconds, let's go. The answer is B, Gershom, from Exodus 2:22. And she bare him a son, and he called his name Gershom, for he said, I have been a stranger in a strange land. Moses named his son to reflect his exile in Midian. This teaches us that sometimes we may feel out of place, but God is always with us, preparing us for what's ahead. Question 27. What sign did God give Moses to prove to the Israelites that he had sent him? Was it A, turning his staff into a serpent, B, parting the Red Sea, C, turning water into wine, or D, raising someone from the dead? You have 10 seconds. The answer is A, turning his staff into a serpent, from Exodus 4:2-3. And he cast it on the ground, and it became a serpent. This was one of the signs God gave to demonstrate his power and authority through Moses. It teaches us that God equips us with what we need to fulfill his calling. Question 28. What was Moses' response when he saw the Israelites worshiping the golden calf? Was it A, he wept, B, he prayed, C, he threw down the tablets of stone, or D, he asked Aaron to explain? You've got 10 seconds, think fast. The answer is C. He threw down the tablets of stone, from Exodus 32:19. And Moses' anger waxed hot, and he cast the tables out of his hands and brake them. This act represented the breaking of Israel's covenant with God. It teaches us the seriousness of idolatry and the importance of staying faithful to God. Question 29. What did Moses do when the Israelites ran out of water at Rephidim? Was it A, he prayed for rain, B, he struck a rock to bring water, C, he dug a well, or D, he asked Pharaoh for help? You've got 10 seconds, choose wisely. The answer is B. He struck a rock to bring water, from Exodus 17:5-6. Thou shalt smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it. This miracle shows God's provision in times of need, teaching us to trust in his ability to provide for us, even in the most challenging circumstances. Question 30. How did Moses react when God threatened to destroy the Israelites after they worshipped the golden calf? Was it A, he supported God's decision, B, he fled to the mountain, C, he interceded for the people, or D, he blamed Aaron? 10 seconds, let's go. The answer is C. He interceded for the people, from Exodus 32:11-13. And Moses besought the Lord his God, remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. Moses' prayer saved the people from destruction. This teaches us the power of intercessory prayer and God's mercy when someone pleads on behalf of others. Question 31. What did Moses ask God to show him after the incident of the golden calf? Was it A, his glory, B, his power, C, his anger, or D, his wrath? You have 10 seconds to decide. The answer is A, his glory, from Exodus 33:18. And he said, I beseech thee, shew me thy glory. After the sin with the golden calf, Moses asked for reassurance of God's presence. God revealed his goodness and declared his name, showing his mercy and faithfulness. This reminds us to seek a deeper relationship with God, especially in moments of uncertainty. Question 32. How did the Israelites respond to Moses after he first spoke to Pharaoh and their burdens increased? Was it A, they praised him, B. They rejected him. C. They asked him to go back to Pharaoh. Or D. They prayed for relief. You've got 10 seconds. Let's go. The answer is B. They rejected him, from Exodus 5:20-21. The Israelites blamed Moses for their increased workload after he demanded their release from Pharaoh. Their lack of faith in God's plan teaches us the importance of trusting God, even when things get harder before they get better. Question 33. How did Moses' face appear after he spent time with God on Mount Sinai? Was it A. Pale, B. Shone with brightness, C. Covered in ash, or D. Bruised? 10 seconds on the clock. The answer is B. Shone with brightness, from Exodus 34, verse 29. And Moses wist not that the skin of his face shone while he talked with him. Moses' face glowed after being in God's presence, symbolizing the transformative power of encountering God. This teaches us that our relationship with God should visibly impact our lives. Question 34. Who advised Moses about the delegation of duties? Was it A. Aaron, B. Joshua, C. Jethro, his father-in-law, or D. Caleb? You have 10 seconds. The answer is C. Jethro, from Exodus 18:17-21. Jethro advised Moses to delegate responsibilities to capable men, easing his burden. This teaches us the importance of seeking wise counsel and trusting others to share the load in leadership. Question 35. What did Moses place in the Ark of the Covenant? Was it A. the manna and a rod, B. the golden calf, C. the 10 Commandments tablets, or D. a jar of water from the Red Sea? Time is ticking. 10 seconds. The answer is C. the 10 Commandments tablets from Exodus 40 verse 20. And he took and put the testimony into the ark. The tablets represented God's law, central to Israel's covenant with God. This teaches us the importance of keeping God's word at the center of our lives. Question 36. How did Moses handle the people's complaints about lack of food before God provided manna? Was it A. he became angry, B. he prayed to God for help, C. he ignored their complaints, or D. he provided food himself? 10 seconds. The answer is B. He prayed to God for help, from Numbers 11 verse 11. Moses brought the Israelites' complaints to God in prayer, and God responded by providing manna. This shows us the importance of turning to God in times of need and trusting in His provision. Question 37. Who was Moses' sister that led the women in song after crossing the Red Sea? Was it A. Zipporah, B. Rebecca, C. Miriam, or D. Deborah? You've got 10 seconds. Let's go. The answer is C. Miriam, from Exodus 15:20. Miriam the prophetess took a timbrel in her hand, and all the women went out after her with timbrels and dances. Miriam led the Israelites in worship after their deliverance, teaching us the importance of celebrating God's victories with praise. Question 38. What did Moses do when the Israelites were bitten by serpents in the wilderness? Was it A. he sent warriors to kill the serpents, B. he made a bronze serpent for healing, C. he offered sacrifices, or D. he prayed for rain to wash them away? 10 seconds. Make your choice. The answer is B. He made a bronze serpent for healing, from Numbers 21:8. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is bitten, when he looketh upon it, shall live. This event foreshadowed the salvation through Jesus Christ, reminding us that looking to him in faith brings healing and salvation. Question 39. How did Moses receive the second set of stone tablets with the 10 Commandments? Was it A, he wrote them himself? B, God gave them to him on Mount Sinai? C, Aaron carved them? Or D, he found them in the wilderness? 10 seconds. The answer is B. God gave them to him on Mount Sinai, from Exodus 34 verse 1. And I will write upon these tables the words that were in the first tables. God reaffirmed his covenant with Israel despite their rebellion, showing his mercy and the importance of second chances. Question 40. Who were Moses' siblings? Was it A, Aaron and Caleb, B, Miriam and Aaron, C, Joshua and Miriam, or D, Eleazar and Zipporah? You have 10 seconds to answer. The answer is B. Miriam and Aaron, from Numbers 12:1. Miriam and Aaron played significant roles in Israel's leadership, but once opposed Moses, showing that even close family can experience conflict. This teaches the importance of humility and respecting God's chosen leaders. Question 41. What happened to Miriam when she and Aaron challenged Moses' authority? Was it A, she was exiled, B, she was made mute, C, she was struck with leprosy, or D, she was forgiven immediately? You've got 10 seconds. The answer is C. She was struck with leprosy, from Numbers 12:9-10. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against them. And behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. Miriam was punished for challenging Moses' authority, showing the importance of respecting God's appointed leaders and avoiding jealousy. Moses prayed for her healing, teaching us the power of intercession. Question 42. How did Moses prove that Aaron was God's chosen high priest during Korah's rebellion? Was it A, Aaron offered a special sacrifice, B, Aaron's rod budded, C, Aaron's robe glowed, or D, Aaron spoke with an angel? You've got 10 seconds, think carefully. The answer is B. Aaron's rod budded, from Numbers 17:8. The rod of Aaron was budded and brought forth buds and bloomed blossoms. God performed this miracle to confirm Aaron's priesthood, reminding us that God defends his chosen leaders and that envy and rebellion against his order are futile. Question 43. What did Moses build as a reminder of the victory over the Amalekites? Was it A, a temple, B, a golden altar, C, an altar called "The Lord is my banner," or D, a tower? You got 10 seconds. The answer is C, an altar called "The Lord is my banner," from Exodus 17:15. Moses built an altar and called the name of it Jehovah Nissi. This altar commemorated God's victory over the Amalekites, showing that all our victories belong to God. It reminds us to give glory to Him for our successes. Question 44. What did Moses do when he saw the people sinning with the golden calf? Was it A, he prayed for them, B, he commanded the Levites to punish the offenders, C, he fasted, or D, he fled to the mountain? You've got 10 seconds. The answer is B. He commanded the Levites to punish the offenders, from Exodus 32:27-28. And there fell of the people that day about 3,000 men. Moses took immediate action to restore order, showing the seriousness of idolatry and the need for leaders to take decisive steps in upholding righteousness. Question 45. How did Moses spend 40 days and nights on Mount Sinai? Was it A, he received the 10 Commandments, B, he wrote the law, C, he fasted and prayed, or D, he built the tabernacle? You've got 10 seconds. The answer is C. He fasted and prayed, from Exodus 34:28. He did neither eat bread nor drink water. Moses' time with God on Mount Sinai was one of deep spiritual preparation, showing the importance of seeking God earnestly in prayer and fasting during critical moments. Question 46. What tribe of Israel was Moses born into? Was it A, Judah, B, Levi, C, Benjamin, or D, Ephraim? Time is ticking. 10 seconds. The answer is B, Levi, from Exodus 2:2. Moses was born into the tribe of Levi, the tribe set apart for priestly duties. This highlights the connection between Moses' leadership and the spiritual role of the Levites, reminding us that God calls people according to his purpose. Question 47. What did Moses do when God told him he would destroy the Israelites after they worshiped the golden calf? Was it A, he agreed with God, B, he asked God to forgive the people, C, he left the mountain in silence, or D, he made new tablets? You've got 10 seconds, choose wisely. The answer is B, he asked God to forgive the people. From Exodus 32:32. Moses interceded on behalf of the Israelites, showing his deep compassion and willingness to sacrifice for them. This teaches the importance of prayerful intercession and God's mercy when someone pleads on behalf of others. Question 48. How did Moses perform the miracle of parting the Red Sea? Was it A, he waved his staff, B, he struck the waters, C, he stretched out his hand over the sea, or D, he prayed and the waters divided? You've got 10 seconds. The answer is C. He stretched out his hand over the sea, from Exodus 14:21. And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind. This miracle demonstrates the power of obedience and the limitless ability of God to deliver his people. Question 49. What was Moses doing when God first appeared to him in the burning bush? Was it A, building an altar, B, shepherding Jethro's flock, C, fasting and praying, or D, preparing for a battle? Time is running. 10 seconds. The answer is B, shepherding Jethro's flock, from Exodus 3:1. Now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law. Moses was faithfully tending the flock when God called him, teaching us that God often calls us in our everyday responsibilities and prepares us for greater tasks. Question 50. Why did Moses refuse to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter? Was it A, he didn't want to worship Egyptian gods, B, chose to suffer with the Israelites, C, he disliked the Egyptian culture, or D, he wanted to rule the Israelites? You've got 10 seconds. The answer is B. He chose to suffer with the Israelites, from Hebrews 11 verse 25. choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. Moses' decision reminds us that true faith often requires sacrifice and alignment with God's people, even when it means hardship. Wow. Thank you so much for joining us in this Moses Bible quiz. We really appreciate your participation. How did you do? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your score and what you enjoyed most. Your comments also help us to get better. Please make sure to subscribe for more engaging Bible quizzes like this. Like this video to show your support, and share it with friends and family to spread the word. Don't forget to leave a comment about topics you'd love to see next. Thank you for being part of this journey. Your enthusiasm and dedication inspire us every day. See you in the next quiz.